Today, we're diving into a really fundamental change in how businesses work, something that's shaking up entire industries. We're going to talk about the future of service, a future where technology can actually anticipate our needs, empower people to do their best work, and ultimately build stronger, more human connections. All right, let's jump right in. So right off the bat, let's just clear up one huge misconception. Whenever we talk about AI and automation, everyone's mind jumps to replacement, right? But that's not the goal here. The real revolution is all about enhancement. It's about designing smart systems where the tech works behind the scenes to make people even better at what they do, creating these amazing, seamless experiences. So here's the plan. We're going to start with the single biggest change, this move from just reacting to problems to actually predicting them. Then we'll see how that changes the whole game for both people and machines. From there, we'll look at how it impacts the stuff we sell, and finally, what it really takes for a company to make this new world a reality. Okay, let's get into our first major transformation. We've all been there, right? The incredible frustration of reactive support. Something breaks, you have to report it, and then you just wait. Well, this is all about flipping that entire model completely on its head. This really lays it out perfectly. It's a shift from playing defense to playing offense. The old way, reactive support, is just waiting for the fire alarm to go off. But the new model, this intelligent foresight, is about using data to smell the smoke and put out the fire before anyone even knew there was a problem. It's the difference between a massive headache and an experience that just works. So you might be wondering, how is this even possible? Well, it's a mix of some pretty powerful technologies working together. You've got IoT devices, the Internet of Things, that are constantly monitoring equipment. All that data gets fed into AI analytics that are smart enough to spot the tiniest warning signs. And when all those systems talk to each other, they can trigger a fix automatically before a person even has to pick up the phone.
Okay, so if technology is predicting everything, what's left for people to do? That brings us to our next huge shift, this new partnership between humans and intelligent machines. And I really want to stress that. It's a collaboration, not a competition.
And this just nails the new division of labor. You let the AI and the automation handle all the grunt work, the repetitive stuff, crunching mountains of data. That frees up your people to focus on the things that machines are terrible at. Big picture strategic thinking, building real relationships with customers, solving those tricky, complex problems, and using emotional intelligence. The machine gives you the data. The human provides the wisdom. And this is absolutely crucial. The right tech shouldn't be another clunky system that your team has to fight with. It should feel like a superpower. It's supposed to get rid of the friction and empower your people to be amazing at their jobs, not get in their way. This next one, this is a biggie, because it fundamentally changes the money, the economics of how businesses run. We are moving away from just selling a thing and into a whole new world of delivering outcomes. Just look at the difference here. The old way was all about the transaction. A company sells you a car or a piece of software, and poof, the relationship is pretty much over. But the new way, it's all about the relationship. The focus is on a long-term partnership where the company is on the hook for delivering a specific, measurable result for you, day in and day out. And this model has a name, Everything as a Service, or XaaS for short. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Instead of buying a jet engine, an airline buys hours of thrust. Instead of buying a server, a company buys computing power. See, you're not buying the product, you're subscribing to the result it guarantees. The reason XaaS works so well is because it creates this continuous loop of value. The company uses tech to monitor how everything's performing, they actively help you get the most out of it, and they're constantly pushing out upgrades and improvements. It's a total win-win that turns a one-off sale into a long-term, predictable revenue stream. Now, making all this predictive service and outcome stuff happen, it's not just about buying some new software. It means you have to completely rethink how your entire organization works. And that's where this idea of the fully connected enterprise is so important. Yeah, the days when your IT department, your operations team, and your customer support folks could all live in their own little worlds are over. To deliver one seamless, amazing experience, all of these groups have to be plugged into the same digital ecosystem, sharing the same data and pulling in the same direction. The companies that are going to win in this new era, they all kind of share the same DNA. They're fast. They can roll out updates and plug in new tech without a big drama. They use all that connected data to make every customer feel like they're the only customer. And maybe most importantly, they're built to adapt. They see change in the market as an opportunity, not a threat. So we've covered a lot, but it all comes down to the biggest question, right? So what? Why does any of this actually matter? Because this isn't about chasing shiny new tech. It's about driving real, tangible results for the business. And this table just connects all the dots beautifully. When you do predictive support, you're not just fixing things, you're building unbelievable customer loyalty. When you use AI in your workflows, you don't just save time, you make your whole operation more efficient. When you empower your people, they don't just solve problems, they find new ways to grow the business. And when you adopt these XaaS models, you build a steady, reliable source of revenue you can count on. Every single shift leads to a clear and powerful win. Which brings us to our final, and maybe most important point. This whole transformation, the AI, the data, all of it, it's not just some digital project. It's a strategic move. It has to be integrated across the entire company. And we can't ever forget that its ultimate goal is to create better, more valuable, more meaningful experiences for human beings. So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at these shifts, from reactive to predictive, from siloed to connected, from selling a product to delivering an outcome, is your organization